Hey folks, how you doing? This program is being brought to you by Leafly. Leafly is a website and mobile app focused on cannabis education and responsible consumption. Leafly has a comprehensible database of cannabis strains that is one of the largest I've ever seen in my entire life. Each strain has a detailed description and a photo so you know exactly what you're getting. Leafly lets you know the strains that are trending in your area. There is cannabis news and more. So if you're trying to find your favorite strain, if you're trying to find a dispensary near you, or you just want to catch up on all the latest cannabis news, Leafly is the app for you. I know it is for me. So get Leafly and get educated about cannabis. Leafly, what are you smoking? Hey folks, how you doing? Welcome back to the podcast. I am your host, Deron Harris. Today's episode is dedicated to the Academy Awards. That's right, the Oscars. I will be going over some things that happened at the Oscars, some things that are good and some things that are bad. We're going to go over all that this episode. Some things did happen, but before we get into all of that, I want to first give the Dope Shit Award this week. The Dope Shit Award this week goes to Questlove. Questlove gets the Dope Shit Award of the week because, you know, on top for him being, he is just a man. For those who didn't hear about it, Questlove, the DJ and drummer for the Roots, hip-hop extraordinaire from Philadelphia. I believe that's where the Roots is from Philly. Questlove, if you didn't hear about it, Questlove won Best Documentary. He won, which just kind of blows me away. He won Best Documentary Film for a film called The Summer of Soul. And if you're not familiar with it, the summer when like Woodstock and all that stuff was happening, that all got a bunch of press and it was televised. But there was another music festival around that time. In 1969, there was a music festival in Harlem at a park, at Marcus Garvey Park. It was in 1969, and it had some of the greatest black artists that you have ever heard in your life in the same place on the same day. And it was a peaceful get together. And that was the main thing about it. It was peaceful. It was a peaceful get together and it was wonderful. It was all black people. It was beautiful. If you didn't see the documentary, you can catch it on Hulu and or Disney Plus. But it was awesome to see him, you know, really get recognized for that, because it was such a big deal that it was the biggest deal that nobody ever heard about. You know what I'm saying? Some people knew about it, but a lot of people, especially it just didn't make mainstream news because it wasn't rock and roll and it wasn't really the time for it. But I guess now him shedding the light, you know, and giving the credit to the artist that really participated in that concert, you know, just really kind of opened up a lot of new doors for you know, tour opportunities in a wide variety of things. It's made me start listening to a lot of older music again, and really just kind of took me back to, you know, when my parents was growing up and the music that they were listening to, and, you know, the nostalgia that I felt, you know, from listening to the songs that my mom used to listen to, and just to know that there was this concert, you know, where there was only all this music at a time where that was virtually unheard of, you know, really kind of just is awesome to me. So again, the Dope Shit Award of this week goes to hip-hop legend Mr. Questlove in the house. So for you and for me, together, got to get together, baby, before it's too late, baby. Yeah. Which brings me to what I want to talk about next, my next segment, which is Earbuds. This week's Earbuds is actually his band, you know, good quality hip hop. And when I came across the Roots, it was cool because it was hip hop, but not only was it hip hop, it was hip hop with like a live element, with like a live band. Now, I just thought at the time when I heard them initially, I just was blown away by that because, up until that point, hip hop was like, MPCs and drum machines and things of that nature. Every now and then you'll get a live sample of a sound, but rarely did you see a whole band playing hip hop music and a guy rapping in mainstream America, or at least mainstream hip hop. You never really saw that until the Roots did it, or at least I never did until they did it. But then after they did it, a lot of hip hop artists started incorporating live bands into their sets. And, as a direct result of that, there was more musicality in the music. If you have not ever heard of the Roots, I encourage anybody who's never heard of this band to dig in the crates and look at some of the stuff, look at some of their stuff. They have so many good songs, so many good albums. Just type in the Roots. I'm not going to give you guys any album names just because I don't want to be unfair to any of the other albums. So like I said, just type in the Roots and just start listening. I guarantee you're going to come across some things that you're going to want to put on your regularly scheduled playlist. So today's earbuds what I've been listening to this week, the Roots. So this week's strain of the week, like I said last time, my wife and I, the strain of the week is brought to you by the sponsor of my show, the sponsor that I've chosen, which is Leafly. Leafly is, like I said, it's just a great site to get educated about cannabis. If you want to find that education or know more about the strains or what you're talking about, Leafly is a heads and shoulders above anything I've ever seen because it's very comprehensive. So, but like I said, me and my wife, we went to our local dispensary and we found a strain, and the strain that we have, it's 21%. We actually got two strains, but we chose this particular strain because, I don't know, just the way that it made us feel. And they're both the same, but it was, I think this was right at 21%. But it felt like it was more. It was absolutely fantastic. I'm sitting here working on a bowl of it right now, to be honest with you. But I think you should get up on it. It is called Cinderella. It is wonderful, wonderful stuff. It's very pretty bud, very big, full bud. So it's also, you can also find it by Cindy or Cindy 99. Cinderella 99. It gives you a really energetic feeling. You feel uplifted, like you want to go do stuff, and you want to be more creative. Like I find, try and find strains like this to help me be creative so that I can create, better podcasts or at least start trying to create better podcasts, because it does really help me focus on being more creative. I make better beats. It's cool. I really enjoy it. It's citrusy. It's kind of grapefruity. 35% of people reported that it helped them with their stress. 32% of people reported that it helped them with depression, and 29% of people reported that it helped with their anxiety. So I have been diagnosed with both anxiety and depression, so I will go ahead and vouch for its ability to kind of alleviate that. So yeah, absolutely. If you can get your hands on some, the Cinderella butter, the Cindy 99 is going to be our strain of the week. All right, so now we are at the point in the show where we're trying to figure out what's popping around the world. But today, like I said, today's show is going to be focused mainly on the Oscars. There's some things I kind of want to talk about really fast, just to kind of, not necessarily get things off my chest, but just kind of put out there what's been going on and what people have been saying about it, about the way that I feel about a few things. So first thing I want to really kind of address is what is going on with Will Smith and Chris Rock. I don't know if it's real or not, but I saw an apology that was issued by Chris Rock to Will Smith and his family. I'm not sure if it was real, but if it was, I think that's actually kind of cool that he, I don't necessarily know if he overstepped the line. For some people he did, for other people he didn't. I'm a comedian myself, so I'm not really going to, I can't really comment on that too much because, I've been guilty of crossing that line, but also he didn't really know, and I kind of get that too. So I kind of get both sides, and and why there was kind of a tiff. But as far as the reaction that Will had goes, I don't know if I would have handled it in that way, but I cannot condemn him. I just can't bring myself to condemn him or call him any kind of a douchebag or anything like that. I just can't do it because he felt he needed to defend his wife or her honor. Maybe we don't know what's going on in their lives. We really don't. None of them. Neither one of those three people. Do any of us know what's going on in their life? Unless you know these people, directly. I know a few people who know Chris Rock directly because I was a comedian in New York. But I don't know him personally. I don't know anything about him. Same thing with Will Smith. The only thing I know about him is all of his movies and Girls of the World Ain't Nothing But Trouble. And Jada, I know her from a different world, and the movies that she's done, Low Down Dirty Shame and Collateral. That's the only thing I know about these people. But one thing I do know is that Will Smith and Jada Pinkett are married, and I guess he felt that he was doing what he felt necessary in order to protect his wife's dignity. Did he overreact? I can't really say that either, because I don't know particularly how I would react if somebody came at my wife like that in that moment. If it depends on how severe it was. Maybe I might get up and smack you across the face. Maybe I might just let it ride. But one thing I know is that it should have been addressed. Maybe it was not right there sitting there. Maybe, you step behind stage and be like, yo, my man, let me talk to you for a couple minutes. Or, but it definitely, I feel that it definitely needed to be addressed at some point. I see people making jokes about alopecia, but, to some people, that shit is serious. They make jokes. It's not really a big deal to you, but maybe to them, it really is. So, maybe they were sitting in the car. They've been at home, breaking down about it. We don't know. That was the straw that broke the camel's back over some hardship that they've suffered through, about alopecia. I don't know. The one thing I will do is I will commend Chris Rock for maintaining his composure and shaking it off, man. You did it like a true professional, my man, and I wish you nothing but the happiest. I think that the poise that you held is unmatched, because all jokes aside, if somebody come up and smack you, your first inclination is to fight back, and he maintained it, but I also want to say to Will Smith, I can't condemn you, brother, because I just got married and I love my wife with all my power, man. I really do. I really, really do. So in that, I understand why you came to her aid or felt the need to get up and say something. You know what I'm saying? I will never fault you, a man, for doing what he feels necessary to, at least verbally, to support his wife. Now, some people are like, oh, violence is never the answer. Yeah, in most cases. But, I'm not saying that what he did was right, but he felt he what he needed to do. He felt he did what he needed to do. Is he remorseful? Is he sorry? I'm sure he is. Will Smith has a big heart. He really is. He's always had a big heart. And that's the one thing that people are they're throwing a book at this guy, but they're forgetting that Will Smith is great. Gave us, both Will and Chris, they've given us some of the greatest movies we've ever watched. You know what I'm saying? And people make mistakes. People are human. I always say, he who is without sin, let them cast the first stone. You know what I'm saying? If you ain't never did nothing wrong in your life, then step forward and say, I ain't never did nothing wrong. But I do believe that Will Smith is 100% genuinely remorseful for what happened with Chris Rock, because from what I understand, they're friends also. Why would they not be? They're both Hollywood A-listers, they're both black actors, comedians to a degree. Will Smith isn't a stand-up, but he's a comedic actor, and has great comedic skill and instinct. But they both have, lighthearted energy. So I would expect them to be friends. So I don't know, but I don't know, you know what I'm saying? I'm not sure how familiar with each other they are, or, if it, I hadn't heard in any tabloid about any Will Smith and Chris Rock beef up until the night of the Oscars. So, I don't have any reason to believe that there really is. So, But I just want to say to both you gentlemen, I love you both, man. And hopefully, we could push past this and people can understand that people make mistakes. And, Chris, again, like, I just want to shout out to you, man, and say that you have, you were exemplary, my man. You did the damn thing. So I appreciate the both of you. I love the both of you. And Jada, I love you also. You know what I mean? I understand that what you're struggling with maybe is hard for a lot of people, and I understand that it's not getting the attention that it should get. Maybe it should. So maybe this might be the catalyst for that to be, catapulted to the forefront of because it does. It affects people. It affects people mentally. People, they're down on it and they make jokes about it. But if a woman is losing her hair, especially after having a head full of luxurious hair, and now she's losing it and can't figure out why, and this is what I got. That could, I'm under, especially a Hollywood celebrity, that might take its toll on, their psyche, or their mental state. People, well, it's the job, but you know what though? They're still people. People are people. It doesn't matter what job you do. People are people, and eventually people have breaking points. So that's all I want to say. Congratulations to Samuel L. Jackson. That's my man right there. He's probably my favorite actor of all time, Samuel L. Jackson. His depth as an actor, and many people have for many, many different years, and I want to congratulate him on achieving his very first Oscar. It's his first Oscar. This man has never won an Oscar, and to this date he's never won an Oscar, which brings me to my point. They gave him an honorary Oscar. Okay? It's an honorary Oscar, basically saying, oh, yeah, well, you haven't had an Oscar, so here's one, here's an honorary Oscar, which is cool, man. That is a cool thing to do by the Academy. But the problem that I have with this is this man don't have no more Oscars than that. Really? This man has been out acting the shit out of most leading men in Hollywood for years, man. For years and years and years. And it's just so hard to believe that he has never got an Academy Award. He's never won an award for all the most brilliant performances, man. He played a crackhead. He played a hitman. He played, just any role that he's in, he just absorbs the shit out of, and he plays it like he's that person for real. He really does, man. And while there are a lot of actors that do that, I don't know, something about Samuel L. Jackson that just, to me, is he is the most believable, especially in scenes where there's a lot of passion, or there's a lot of, just like a lot of feeling in that scene. He is just, to me, he is just the most compelling. He can just command that scene, and it's just a shame to me, and I'm not really upset about it. I guess I am a little bit, but it's just a shame to me that he's never had, never won an Oscar. That just hurts my feelings to a degree. But well, he's finally got one, and that's cool. Congratulations, Mr. Jackson, for your honorary Oscar, and hopefully they'll start recognizing some of the films that you are doing. Hopefully you don't retire so soon that you'll have an opportunity to maybe win one of those and make us all happy. So at least me. So. Hats off again to Samuel L. Jackson for all his great accomplishments in film and television and whatever he's done as far. And because really Samuel Jackson, he's come from a lot of adversity. He didn't start his career until later in life. He didn't grow up in the best of situations, but he persevered and became one of the greatest actors of our time. And like I said, if I ever get to the point where I'm acting in film, I just hope that I can be halfway as talented as this gentleman here. So love you, Samuel L. Jackson, and congratulations. And the Oscar, which keeps me rolling right along to my next topic, is Sean Penn. I don't know if anybody heard about Sean Penn, but Sean Penn currently is over I think he's in Warsaw right now because of the war in the Ukraine, but he was making documentary films over in the Ukraine, and he had the opportunity to spend some time with the president of the Ukraine, and he said some pretty controversial things or some pretty crazy things he addressed the Academy. He said that if the Academy Awards did not invite President Zelensky from the Ukraine to speak at the Academy Awards, that Sean Penn said that he would melt down all of his Oscars. He would smelt his Oscars if that didn't take place. Now, I did not watch the whole program. I kind of fell asleep through most of it, if you were, but I didn't see any news articles or anything about the president of the Ukraine showing up at the Oscars to deliver any kind of speech. So I'm anxious to see whether or not Sean Penn held up to his agreement to smelt his Oscars if that didn't happen. So hopefully he won't have to do that. Hopefully he'll get to keep his Oscars. But hey, man, you said it, bro. If you said it, it's almost your obligation, man. You kind of have to go through with it. You can't just renege on that and be like, no, I was just joking. I think that him melting his Oscars, I don't think that. I mean, it's cool, but that doesn't really show me anything about his solidarity with, because I can't find the correlation, between the war in Ukraine and the Oscars, the Academy Awards. If he wanted somebody to, a platform for him to speak, then maybe, he should, maybe lobby to have this guy speak on, at the UN, and we can all, watch it on C-SPAN, or we can all get the, we now interrupt this program maybe we can get that, but for him to just roll up on the Oscars and be like, yeah, I'd like to talk to you guys about that. Yeah, I know you got the best actor coming up, but I want to talk to you guys about the war. Hey, I understand you're going to commercial break, but I just want to talk about the war in Ukraine. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I don't know if that would have been the greatest forum for that anyway. So. But thanks anyway, Sean Penn, for trying to raise some awareness. A lot of people kind of just sweep it under the rug because, like I said in the last podcast, some people just kind of go about their business because, it's not happening here. It's not happening to them. But, don't get it twisted, man. Everything can be touched. Everybody can get touched, man. Don't sit here and think like we got the most advanced shit ever, because it ain't like that no more, because people around the world are smart and they're starting to figure our shit out. And that's the fucking truth. And I'm just telling you, you can accept it or not. But I just want to let you know that people around the world are smart, and some of these people don't like us. And that's the truth. Some of these people don't give a damn about us, and they would be happy to see, the World Trade Center and LA and everything else in Miami burned to the ground. You know what I'm saying? So, be careful. Be careful about, and this is to everybody, all the politicians out there. Be careful about the enemies that you make, man, because some people be powerful, man. Some people get out there and get you straight up touched, bro. We got the World Trade Center knocked down. There was a lot of shit happening. Is my dog over there snoring? Hey. Over there snoring her ass off. Man. Yeah, so that's pretty much my Oscar recap and what I had to think about what went down at the Oscars. So last week I talked to everybody about relationship goals, and I want to have this segment on my show where I talk about the relationship goals. Like I said, I just got married a couple weeks ago, and I want to talk about the goals that I've set for myself in order to, be a good husband, or, just the best husband I can be to my new wife. So last week I made, I suggested do something to go above and beyond for your person. You know what I'm saying? If you want to, you guys can play along with this or not. It's up to you. I do. It was go above, and what can you do to go above and beyond for your person to show them that you really care, you really love this person. And what I did last week, I chose to make a gourmet meal. I made a super fantastic meal. I actually baked some chicken. It was really, really good. We hadn't had baked chicken in such a long time, and it turned out to be great. It was great. And she loved it. And on top of that, I invited her son over, and he came and he spent and had dinner with us also. And we hadn't seen him in a little while. So not since the wedding even. So, he came over and was able to sit down and enjoy dinner with us for a little while. And then after that was done, she went in and went to bed and got ready for bed so she could get ready to go to work the next day. And I walked all of our animals for the evening, and then I did all the dishes. So she woke up and there was clean dishes, and she didn't have to worry about doing any of that stuff. So I wanted to make sure she knew that I appreciated her and that she means everything to me, and that I really want to put my best foot forward and make our relationship last as long as it can. And which is forever since I put this ring on the finger. So it got positive reviews, and that's what she said. I got some super positive reviews, and I got some treats coming to me later on this evening. Had some treats that night too. So this week I have some different goals. This week I have set a different challenge for myself, which, this might be a little bit challenging for some people. Because you just got to care, and you just got to think in the future, try to have some anticipation. And the question, the goal for this week, I want to ask her what her needs are. What are her needs? What do you need? And then focus on trying my best to execute them. What do you need? What do you need? If she needs me to go to the store, or she needs a break from whatever it is, whatever she needs, and try and focus on her needs. You know what I'm saying? I think that trying to focus on her needs will alleviate some stress that she's been suffering at the hands of work. So trying to focus on that, making sure that I get some of those things, done for her, maybe will put a smile on her face and alleviate some of that stress. And also asking not just what her needs are, but asking if there's anything specific that I can do for her. Is there anything that I can do for you? Do you need a back rub? Do you want me to, cook something again? Do you want me to rub your feet? What do you need from me? What do you need from me? You know what I'm saying? What do you need from me? And that's first and foremost right now. That's what I really want to kind of focus on, is what do you need from me? What can I do for you? So, and again, I'll let you know next week how that turned out. Okay? So I guess that's going to do it. Make sure you tune back in next week. I'll be talking about a bunch of other random shit again. If you guys want to look me up on my website and social media, my website is Deron, Deron Harris, HARRIS.com. So that's DeronHarris.com. On Facebook, it is Deron, Deron Terae, Terae Harris, HARRIS on Facebook. Deron Terae Harris. That's my whole name, my government name out here for everybody to say. Okay, just don't wear it out. And on Instagram, it is Deron, Deron, T as in Thomas, Harris, HARRIS _comedian. And on Twitter, you can just @ me at Deron Harris. And finally, I would like to thank everybody. I would like to thank the Lord. I would like to thank my wife. I would like to thank my show producer and my best friend for giving me the opportunity to once again share my views and opinions with everyone. God bless you all, and have a great week, and I'll see you guys right back here, same time, same channel. Well, I guess it's not a channel. Same time, same pod. I don't know. I don't know. I guess I will see y'all next week. Thank you for tuning in. Love you guys. Bye.